Hi guys, this is Khurram again, and today I'm going to talk about routing in Angular. It is very important because Angular routing make possible for a single page application to work like a multi-pages application where user can navigate between the views, or we can say the pages, without losing the state properties. So let's start. So this is my example project where I have three components, and these all components are visible at the same time. However, I like to do it if I click winner, then this first component should be visible. If I click the team, then team component should be visible, and so on. I will do this, I will do the routing with the different way. For example, first of all, I will try to implement routing with the minimum configuration, where I will create a global instance of the router module. I will have an array of routes, and at the end router outlet, which is the placeholder for the components. So let's start. First of all, I will do with the array of routes. Here is my example project, and I have app module. Okay, and here I'm going to have routes array. So const routes, which is a type of routes, and it's an array. Okay, and it will have special objects of paths or routes. So object, and it will have path first. It means which path I'm going to ask, and let's set set component. It means which component will access, and one more which is very interesting and is new in Angular 14. It will set the title of the page. Okay, so I will have three paths because I'm having 1, 2, 3. That's why I'm copying 3. First of all, I say winner. When there is a winner in the URL, then get the winner component and set the title of the page winner with the question mark. That who's winner. Good. When there is a theme in the URL, then get the themes component and set FIFA themes in 2022 like that. Okay, and when there is a stadium, stadium stadium, then access the stadium stadium component and set new stadiums in Qatar. That's it. So I have set an array of routes. That's good. I have done the first job. Now I'm going to create a global instance of the router module which will behave like a singleton. So I'm going to do that. So let's first copy this one from here to here. Okay, and here I'm going to import router module, and let's copy this one, and here dot ForChild for ForRoot. This is a static function which actually will configure this information with the instance of the router module, and here I'm going to pass RUTS routes, which is this information, an array. Okay, so now I have defined an instance and have configured with the information. So I have done that both things. Last thing is router outlet, which is a placeholder where actually this instance will render the components, and it means where I like to show our components. So it's here. I already have 3 components which I'm going to comment or delete, and now I'm going to have router outlet. That's it. This is the minimum configuration for routing, Angular routing. See, I have done 1, 2, 3, and now it's working. It's simple. Let's come here. Okay, now I have a default layer, path or URL. Nothing is visible. I will set it later, but I'm saying okay, let's say winner. If I winner, now winner component is visible. When I set the themes, now the theme, all the theme visible, and when I say stadium component is visible. So our routing is working with the minimum configuration, where I have done these 3 steps. That's it. Now let's have some things which nice to have. First of all, let's have the default path. It means if I enter nothing, then there should be some default component. And for this, I'm coming here, just copy paste. I can do this in the different ways, but first of all, I'm just going the simple one, and I'm saying if there is a default path, then open the winner component, and write the same thing. Okay, so now I have default path and the title is changed. I really love this new function. Okay, so winner, now I have the default winner component with the default path. I can do also the same thing with redirect, and here I will say copy. Let's copy this one, and okay, path is empty, that's fine, but instead of component, I'm just going to say redirect, and let's say okay, redirect to winner. I don't need the title this time because I'm just going to redirect. However, I need path matching, so path match criteria is full. Okay, this time if I will enter the if I will have the default path, then there will be extra information. For example, see, I'm going to delete. I'm just having the default URL. I'm going to enter. Now it's also showing that which component is visible. This is not possible with this one. So that's why redirects sometimes very helpful, and it's also give the informations, especially when we are having children. So it helps a lot. But anyhow, let's close. Let's stick with the first one and let's comment the second one. Okay, now we have default. Now we have 3 and the default path. Now let's do one more thing. For example, if I'm here and if I enter blah 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 and enter, now nothing is visible. This is not nice. We should have some message, or like we should have a page not found component, which actually I don't have. So let's create a new component and name the ng generate component, and inside components, and the name of the component is page not found, and skip test, try run for testing, and let's say module module is equal to app.module.ts. Let's see. Okay, slow. It looks fine, it's working. So let's create the component. Okay, so now hopefully now I have the component. This is the component, and here I'm just going to add a little bit style. Even I don't need it, but I'm just crazy. I like to add. Yeah, that was good. And page not found. I don't need it for routing. I'm just adding. Okay, 404 page not found. That's it. Let's close this one, and now I'm back here. I'm just saying now I'm going to add a path which is called wildcard path. It means if anything except if something which is not match here, then open the page not found component, and here set the title, meaningful title, of course, page not found. Okay, that's it. Now I'm here, that's fine, and if I enter blah 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 blah, and it shows very meaningful message or component page not found. So this is our page not found 404 component. Okay, what next? Next thing is I'm typing again and again here, which is of course not good because I like to have these links or menu. So let's do it. Again, I have to come in the menu. Okay, I don't have here. So let's implement. And instead of this one, the router link, and say, I'm just saying winner, and let's winner and second is teams, and here I'm going to have teams, and the last is stadium, and stadium stadium. By the way, this one should be exactly like this, otherwise it will not work. So winners, teams, and stadium, I'm just going to copy, and I don't need the icon, so just to save time, I'm just going to comment them. So now I have this one. Let's okay, that's fine, and let's see. Okay, these are the working. If I click winner, it's showing me the winner. If I check teams, it's okay, it's working, that's good. And the stadium, that's fine, except then I don't like to have okay, so just style a text decoration, and is none. That's done. So now we don't have anything. Okay, that's it. Now we have our routing is working with the links. And right now I'm doing the routing with the minimum configuration. Next thing is I'm going to create the routing module, which is also very handy because we cannot add all the things in the app module. This is not nice. So let's create the routing module. The name of the module will be root because I'm going to create the route at the app level. So let's say ng generate module, and the name of the module is root, and because it will be the routing module, so I'm going to add routing. So let's create this one, and so it will be here. Okay, so now I have the routing module, but I'm just going to copy this file from here to here, and let's delete this one because I need the file only. Okay, so our routing module is here, and it contains an array. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this whole from here to here. That's fine. Let's fix these imports. Okay, and this one, and also this one. Okay, and one more thing, here is this a child. No, I'm going to create for the root. So because this is our app level routes, no problem at all. Let's see the other problem. Here, yeah, I don't need this one because but I will keep this router module because here I have the placeholder which is route outlet, and it required this module. So I'm just going to keep this one, and let's see if it's working. No, it's not working. Why? Okay, I know. And yes, let's here import root routing, and let's copy here. Hopefully, yeah, it's working now. Hopefully, yeah. So it's working now. If I click winner and teams and so on. So now our application is working with the separate routing module, which is here. That's good. Now let's move next step. If we like to pass the information to the component through routes, then how can I do that, or how we can do that? So now I'm going to pass the information with the path. So let's copy this one, and which component should use? Okay, I have the feature module, which is the name of product, and there is a component called product, and I'm going to pass information to this component. So let's say product DUCT products. Okay, when I enter the product, it should here go to the product BR component, and let's see here my product. So PRODUCT products. Let's see if it's working. First of all, and I'm just going to see here PRO. Yeah. Okay, so our component is working and it has children, but just ignore them for the moment. The thing is, my component is working. Our component is working. And what next? Next thing is I'm going to pass the information. Imagine I'm going to pass the information name. So let's say name, and let's say number of the atoms. So I would say ID. So I'm just going to pass two information, name and ID. Okay, and if I say let's say product name should be, oh, let's change this one. Yeah, it's more, let's say ID and name, because then I have let's say one and yeah, okay, one, and the name of the product is some product, product. So my application is still working because I have mentioned the path here and it's working fine. But the problem is I need to show the information. So I have to get the information inside the component, and it's here. Now I'm inside the product component, and ID name. Let's define a product product object, and it will have ID of type number and name of type string, and let's say ID is equal to 0 and ID not, and the name can say empty. So now I have object, and I have to inject a service which called activity route, so I can get the information from the URL or the path. So let's say private, yes, or let's say info, but let's say okay, info is fine because of, and I'm going to activate route. So I have injected the service. What next? Next is just get the information. So this dot product is equal to, and let's say ID is equal to this dot info dot snapshot dot okay, let's use them, and here I'm just going to use ID, and the second is name, let's say name, and the information is name. So yeah, now I have the information. What next? Next is let's use it. To use, let's copy this one, and here let's say okay, the product ID is product dot ID with the name, and product dot name. Let's see if it's working. Yeah. Okay. I have I think yes, this one. Okay, let's add here. Okay, so now information is working. The product ID is one with the name some product. Yeah, if I add something, so it's working. So now we can pass our information through the route. But what about if I don't pass anything at all? Page not found. Yeah, then it's not working. Why? Because here we have mentioned that this will have two parameters, which is not correct at the moment. So let's have one more, and let's say this time it's totally empty. So now if I say products, it's working. but the thing is then it should not be visible. So let's fix this one and say ng if product product dot id or just product. Okay, yes. So if we don't have any id or name, then it's showing the default. But if I have, yeah, okay, so the product id is one with the name Khurram, so it's working. There can be different solutions and there can be different cases, but now we have the idea. But let's say we have more variation in the path name, so path for a single route. So for example, let's say we have this time only the id. Okay, so now let's we have this one, or we just have 3 or more, couple of more. So what? So now we have 3, and if we have more, then it will be not very good to show all like this. So let's have a little bit cleaner style, where I will have array, and I will just copy all these and the last one. Okay, so now I have all these 3. Then now map and path such as, and let's have this one. Okay, and here I'm just going to copy this whole, and let's delete this one because we already have it. So, and let's delete all these 3, and let's also delete this one. Okay, so now we have a little bit, of course, better, and let's see if it's working. So now we have it's actually working. Yeah, it's, and if we have just Khurram products, so it's also working, and so on. Let's do it. So this is the little bit cleaner way to write the routes if we have various variations. Now let's talk about nested routes. Nested routes mean we can have parent and child component, and we can here express in the routes as well with the children. So for example, if I have a component decision, and it's a very basic component, and for example, see, it have 2 child component and our placeholder. It's very basic, and let's see how we can have this one. So just copy, so I'm just going to paste one more, and this I'm going to decisions, and there will be decision component, and let's have the default title. So it says our decisions, but now I will have, because a parent, so now I will have a children, and children is array, and it will have the same. So let's see first, where is this one, and the second, and here I will have for the right, set right decision, and for wrong I'll have the wrong, and the component for right component and for wrong component, and this is the specified title. So say our right decisions, and here our wrong decisions. Now let's see if it's working. So here I'm just going to see, say decisions default. Okay, it's not working. Now it's working. Okay, so decisions, and now our decision. So it's showing the default title, and if I click here, right, so it's saying now our right decisions, and it's showing the right component. If I click here, so now the wrong decisions title is changed, and it's showing the wrong decision component. But there is a small problem. We don't structure the project in this way. For example, decision, right and wrong component. These have parent-child relationship. And if the components are so close to each other or connected to each other, we try to have a separate module or feature module. For example, here, the product, it can be imported or local. And so I have all the component in the separate module. But the thing is, if we have a separate module or feature module, how we can have nested routes? And for this, I'm going to create a new route inside the product module. So let's create the module ng generate module, and it will be inside the products, and let's say it name is child and it's a routing module. So products child routing. Okay, and I'm just going to copy the file and let's delete the folder. Here we have seen this before, but the new thing is ForChild. ForChild, it's a static function which configure the routes with the singleton or single instance of the router module. Just copy first. So I'm going to have, first of all, I am going to delete these product routes because I don't need them here, and I'm just going to copy from here to here. So there is no route for product here, so it will be products, 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 and let's say product component, and let our products, and it will be local, and it will be imported, and for this imported, no, it's a local component, and second is imported in order. Yes, and let's see our local products and our imported products. So now I have the routes, and as I said, ForChild static function configure these routes with the single instance. So there will be always single instance of the router module. If we don't have the single instance or singleton, and we just have ForChild or child routes, then the application will crash. Anyhow, now our application actually not working. If I have the products in the routes, but it's not working. Oh, let's fix it. First of all, I'm going to import the newly created module. Import child routing, and it will come here. Actually, I don't need them. Let's delete. Anyway, now one more thing. I have to import in the app module, but here order is very important. For example, first I'm going to import child route, child route module. So this module should before root routing module, otherwise it will not work. Let's see if our application is working. Yes, I have a product, and now I can see the product page. But if I will change here, now it will not work, just because our child route module is coming after the root route module. So now it's working. Come on, now it's working. That's good. And let's here just delete this one. So I don't have any route for the product. Now let's see about the children. They are not working. Why? Let's see. I am inside the product. Okay, I don't have the placeholder, so just have a placeholder for children. And but before that, let's import the router. Import router module, and it will be, let's paste here. And now I'm going to have router outlet. Okay, not working. Route outlet. Okay, let's see. I don't need this one. Now actually imported is working. So because I have imported here, so it's working. I don't have any design in the child run. So if I click the local, so local component is working and it shows the message here. If I click the imported, so imported is working. So our product feature module is working fully with the separate routing module inside the product. And here I don't have any routes for the product. This is how we implement nested routes for the feature module. Anyhow, that's it. I think I have covered all the things which I plan to cover.